I better call in sick!
Welcome.
This is super duper divorce. I'm just...
That sounds awful, super duper divorce. You better stay home and have your sweet grandpa.
What about Grandpa Cornmiser?
Yeah.
Will you bring me a new video game?
Yeah.
Hey, I think that's Grandpa Cornmiser pulling up.
I need to play this scary game. It'll really pop your kernels.
Iron Lung? Iron Lung is a suspenseful, claustrophobia-inducing first-person horror game where you're forced to navigate an ocean of blood while cramped up inside a tiny, rust-covered submarine. Released via Steam back on March 10th of 2022, this was a solo project created by the great David Szymanski. The same David Szymanski who also developed the cult classic throwback boomer shooter, Dusk. And most recently, the critically acclaimed Gloomwood with fellow creator Dylan Rogers. In the world of Iron Lung, an event referred to as the Quiet Rapture instantly poofed out of being every habitable planet and known star in existence.
Goodbye.
The only survivors left alive are those who were lucky enough to be on space stations or starships when the Quiet Rapture occurred. In the game, you play as a convict with a second chance. All you have to do to win your freedom is survive your search of a mysterious blood ocean that's been found on an otherwise desolate moon. You received no training for your mission, and your shabby craft, the titular Iron Lung submarine, was never meant to be tested at the depths you'll be required to descend to. Hold on a second, Grandpa Cornmiser. How did you find out about Iron Lung? Okay. So how's the game? Well, the no training part is no joke. You're given a one-page brief that instructs you to use your map to help navigate to 10 predetermined coordinates. Take photos at those points of interest and avoid running into things. As for the gameplay, you move the sub with 2 sets of arrows. The set on the left is capable of spinning you 360 degrees in place and is used to establish the direction your ship is facing. The arrows on the right are used to control your movement along the X and Y axes. Moving around the map without crashing into something and dying a horrible death can be a bit tedious, but if you slow down and take your time, especially in some of the tight spots on the map, you can do it. Just make sure that you don't rush, because you certainly will encounter some tight spots. Luckily, your radar has a sensor that blips with ever greater intensity the closer you get to colliding with an obstacle. All the valves and doodads that surround you are basically just for show. The only other gameplay mechanic that's required is the green outline button at the rear of the submarine. Once you reach one of the destinations marked on your map, this button must be pressed to take a snapshot of the location. As the game progresses, sometimes you'll find nothing. Sometimes you might find skeletal remains, or a giant eyeball! And if you go digging in the game's Steam Apps folder, you can also find a few hidden goodies.
Like a few ears of sweet corn.
Well, I don't see any sweet corn, Grandpa Cornmiser. Developmental screenshots that show off the bloodless terrain of the moon, as well as a clearer look at the creature that stalks the Crimson Sea.
Ugly motherfucker.
A few wallpapers, a clear version of the in-game map, and even a cute little isometric shooter that David and his brother created years ago. It's called Spin and Shoot. There's also this secret folder. Well, actually, it's really secret. And inside are 2 screenshots titled Chop and Chop 2. I asked David Szymanski on Twitter if these screenshots are from an upcoming game, and his response was the emoji. That's basically a yes as far as I'm concerned. Chop Goblins coming soon. Now back to our regularly scheduled Iron Lung. Several months after the game's release, there was a nice little update that added a terminal to the back of the Iron Lung. This terminal contains a database that can be searched using various keywords, and if you get a hit, you just might discover a bit of the very sparse lore that exists for this game. After completing your search mission and getting photographs of all the different points of interest, a big-ass fish bursts right through the back door and gobbles you up. Well, that about wraps it up for this game, Grandpa Corn Miser.
Was it the scariest game you've ever played, Super Duper Divorce?
It was intense and nerve-wracking at times, but I don't think I'm gonna have nightmares about it or anything.
Are you calling me a coward? Because this game gave me nightmares?
A coward? Grandpa, of course not! I would never, ever in my life think of calling you a coward! An iron lung. Grandpa Corn Miser built his own iron lung. And he locked me inside. Oh my God! Hold on. We don't have any oceans or large bodies of water nearby. That means he probably threw me in a pond. I can't be that far away from the shore. I bet if I just go straight for long enough, I'll hit the shore in no time. To find out what happens next, and for a brand new review, click here!